Japan, top 10. The Japanese were producing approximately as much steel as the United States, but in more modern and efficient plants. In 1978, of the world's 22 largest modern blast furnaces, none was in the United States and 14 were in Japan. With more modern plants and higher productivity, Japanese steel was outcompeting American steel in American as well as foreign markets, making good use of its comparative advantage, first in the labor cost, then in the economies of the scale, modern technology, organization. Japan built up highly competitive industries, field after field. In the early 1950s, Japanese radios, tape recorders, hi-fi equipment were less competitive than their American counterparts. But before long, they dominated the market. The Japanese watch industry eclipsed the justly famous Swiss watch industry. The British motorcycle industry was virtually eliminated by the Japanese motorcycle industry. And of the several most successful motorcycle companies in America, only one, Harley Davidson, is a non-Japanese one, while all the others are dominated by the Japanese brands. The German dominance in camera or lens production before World War II has given way to the Japanese one. In optical equipment, the Japanese are similarly the dominant. Even in fields remote from the Japanese tradition, Japanese companies often outperformed their Western counterparts. By the 1970s, the sales of Steinway and other American piano manufacturers were no match for Yamaha, Muramatsu's. These are some of the brands. In fact, Yamaha of Japan, Muramatsu's. Western flutes were competing favorably with the American ones. The Japanese dominance extended into such diverse fields as bicycles, ski equipment, snowmobiles, cut pottery, and zippers. In the late 1970s, as the cost of new Japanese ships ran 20 to 30% lower than European ones, the European countries were forced to resort to not-market mechanism to limit the number of ships purchased from Japan. This forced Japanese shipbuilding companies in the wake of the oil crisis to operate at much less than the capacity. But even then, Japan outdid Europe and America combined, for it produced about 50% of the world's shipping tonnage. In 1958, Japan produced fewer than 100,000 passenger cars, and through the early 1970s, Volkswagen was the major foreign car exporter to the United States. Soon thereafter, Toyota's and then Nissan's Datsun American sales surpassed the German manufacturer. By 1978, Volkswagen was replaced by Honda, which became the third largest automobile exporter to the United States. During 1977, Japan exported over 4.5 million cars, while America exported only a small fraction of that number. Japan sold almost 2 million cars in America, while about 15,000 American produced cars were sold in Japan. If market forces alone were operating, Japan car exports would have increased substantially in 1978. But Japan chose to restrain its exports artificially to avoid political repercussions in Europe and America.